All right.
Welcome to Secrets of Eldruma from Laugh Out Lore. We're down a few people tonight, but it should be fine. A couple of announcements. We're still working on merch. I'm still going through I'm actually checking a couple different providers for us. We are still on track for Sundays and Wednesdays currently. You may have seen I went live yesterday playing video games. I don't know how often I'll do that, but I think every once in a while I'll just hop on, and it'll always say Brandon Plays, because I guess I'm the one with the control of the account. Other than that, I think that's actually all the announcements I had for today. So last we left off, I'm going to switch over to our cameras. Oh, wow. That is not in the right spot. What is going on? Zoom, why are you being dumb? Oh, I know why. Last we left off, sorry guys, Dragoon went shopping, or attempted to go shopping. He did end up getting something, got one hell of a deal from it. And then Chaka wanted to go see Old Boy's Tavern. Alfie's in here with me tonight, and there's chicken in the other room, and he really wants it. So we're gonna start there. So Chaka, you head over to Old Boy's Tavern, and what do you do?
Unroll perception.
All right, go ahead and roll perception.
Yeah, it's a nat 20.
Wow. Okay. What are you looking for?
I want to look for like a almost battle-scarred bard, one who looks like he's well-traveled, and I'm going to use better judgment and go find the one hiding in a dark corner, kind of just sitting by himself drinking, try and strike up a conversation with him.
Okay.
Or her,
you look around, and normally this tavern is quite lively. However, right now there doesn't seem to be a lot of people in here. In fact, it's mostly quiet, which is really odd for a tavern, especially in the middle of the day. But you look around, and you do see someone kind of hidden in the shadows. You see his loot just kind of like leaning against his chair, and he's just drinking an ale in the corner.
I'm going to go up to the bar and get 2 of their biggest drinks, and I'm going to go sit down with them.
Okay. Easily enough. Only costs about 5 copper. We do have a crit your pants, so next nat 20 or nat 1 will be getting a card. You grab two drinks, and you head over to him, and you just hand it over to him, or what do you say?
Introduce myself, Chakamash, captain of the 501st. I'm wondering if you know anything about dragons. Slam the drink in front of him.
He looks at you, and this is the first time you're able to get a really good look at the guy. He has a scar going from one part of it, like where his hairline is, all the way across to, like, it even cuts through his beard where it's just bald patch. And he looks at you and says, "Dragons, you say?" "Yeah, I have experience in dragons."
And you, sir, are just who I happen to be looking for. You know where one is? I'd like to talk to him.
"The last one I saw killed." Roll an insight check.
That is a 9.
Yeah, you're pretty sure he's telling the truth. He looks at you and he kind of smirks and he says, "He got me good, though. Evidence is right here. What do you want with a dragon?"
I need a new friend.
He raises an eyebrow. "Is anyone else with you?"
Walter.
Just Walter? Okay.
Finn Dizzle might probably be with me. I would think.
Findizzle probably is with you, actually.
We all left the camp and went back to town.
Findizzle kind of looks up at you and looks back at the guy. Looks back up. He goes, "Friend?"
Possibly. Depends on the dragon.
Alex just dropped, so remind me to keep an eye out for him to join in.
After that.
He looks at the bard looks at you, and looking at him, he's not. I mean, half of his body's obviously under the table, but he doesn't seem too big. His stature is almost frail looking, so the fact that he has a giant scar going across his face it kind of stands out. He kind of pats his loot, and he says, "I tried to be a friend with the dragon too, but it just didn't work out." But if you're looking for a dragon,
I just need to be friends with him for about a day. I don't need much more than
that. He looks at you and he says, "If you're looking for a dragon, there ain't any around here. It's gonna take a boat ride or two to get to him." And he starts closing his eyes and taking a big drink, almost like he's not quite reminiscing, but trying to map out pieces of information in his mind. Go ahead and roll a charisma check.
$15.
He looks at you and he kind of just sitting there and he goes, "Well, friend, you have to go to the City of Flames. From there, you have to go to the Harpy Coast, through the Forbidden Isle of the Drow." And I'll send all this to you too.
I pull out my little notepad and pen and paper. Hold on. City of Flames.
Yeah.
What of where?
City of Flames. Sail through the Harpy Coast, through the Forbidden Isle of the Drow, up the Spire Peak, down across through the other countryside, through the rivers of the Elf King, through the curse of the forest, or the forest's curse, into the Citadel. You'll find a dragon. He's not going to be easy, though. He is one tough motherfucker.
I'm gonna put 50 platinum on the table and say, "You ready to go?"
He looks at it, looks at you, and he says, "No way in hell."
I'm gonna drop another 50 platinum on the table. How about now?
He looks at you again, looks at the pile. It's quite a hefty pile, 100 platinum. And he kind of sits there, and he kind of starts like almost stacking them like in piles. Most definitely he's counting it out. And in front of you, it's kind of like 10 piles of 10 of platinum. And he grabs one, he starts flipping, like just kind of dropping them in place, thinking. Roll a charisma check. Persuasion check.
Dirty 20.
He looks at you and he's almost. Roll an insight check real quick.
14.
Yep, I am Dragoon.
He looks at you and he says, "Well, That's a lot of money. And he taps each pile. And he says, but I don't know if my life's worth that much.
You're fucking legendary. Let's do this.
He says, I'll tell you what. I got to gather equipment. This will help me get to it. I will meet
I'm
you
gonna
in the
tell him
Citadel.
where the camp is and say, we got a spot for you if you need somewhere to sleep tonight. Now we'll leave in the morning. I'll have this there when you get there. I'm gonna pick up the 100 platinum.
Okay. He kind of looks at you, and he says, all right, I'll meet you there in the morning.
Sounds good.
He continues drinking his drink.
I'm gonna buy him another one and ask Finn Dizzle if he wants some breakfast or something.
Finn Dizzle, you actually turn around, and Finn Dizzle is across the room, talking to what may be a lady of the night. And he's quite flushed, or quite red, blushing, having her whispering in his ear currently. And he looks over, he goes, oh, I'll meet you at the camp too.
I'm gonna roll perception to see if I know the lady of the night.
Okay.
See if maybe it's one of them from the carriage.
All right, roll.
That's a nat 20, so 26.
Yeah.
And that deals the crit card.
Oh, it does deal the crit
that gets
card.
me that card.
Yeah.
That's a
Good call.
success. Rolled a 1, so it's called You Get What You Pay For, maximum damage, and you and the target must make a contested. This is a failure card.
Whoop, wrong one.
Okay, we're going with that one. That's not the right one either. What is happening? That's not good, I guess. Maximum damage, you and the target must make a contested strength check. If the target loses, their weapon is partially broken and deals half damage until it's
Your weapon or their weapon?
their weapon.
Oh, okay. That makes more sense. I was like, wait a minute. That ain't right.
Yeah.
Cool. Keep a hold of that card. You definitely see the lady of the night. It is not one you've seen. You didn't go to the brothel, right? The actual brothel? You were just outside.
When we broke everyone out of jail, yeah, we did.
Did you actually go in?
I did, yeah.
Oh,
I
okay.
talked to the headmistress there.
That's right. Yeah, so you would have seen her in that building, but it is not one of the ones you were with.
Say, how's your boss doing? Should I invite her for me?
She looks. I'm assuming you walk over there and ask her this.
Yeah.
Yeah, she looks up at you, almost not really scowling, but she looks like annoyed because you're kind of interrupting her charm. But she says, "Oh, she's fine. She's fine."
Wink at her and say, "Don't worry, honey, you got him hooked."
She smiles real big, and she goes, "I know," and she is quite tall, especially compared to Finn Dizzle, who is a gnome, and she kind of just like rubs the back of his head, and she goes, "Honey, you ready to go get a room?" Fiddle's like, yeah. And she kind of nods to the barkeep, and he kind of just does the little head movement like, go on up. They probably have a previous arrangement before, and they head upstairs. Finn Dizzle in tow. What do you want to do?
I'm gonna head over to the brothel and see if old headmistress is around, available.
Okay, awesome. So as you're walking through, we're going to go ahead and switch over to Dragoon, who wanted to go a little more shopping. Dragoon, what do you want to do?
I did want to go find. I was not. Actually, I need to find a jeweler. I have some stones I want to sell.
Okay. Yeah. Remember, you did give stones to the previous shopkeep.
I got rid of that.
Okay, cool. Yeah, it's easily found. Go ahead and roll a charisma check just to see if you can get directions quickly.
A 3.
It takes you quite a while. In fact, everyone around you is just bustling towards the city market because it is almost time for the festival. But you do end up finding somebody who gives you just enough time to give you directions. You probably spent a good 15 minutes just trying to find that person, and even then they were quite annoyed with you, but ended up just like, yeah, go there and just don't bother me anymore. And you make your way over to the jeweler. It takes you about half an hour total from the time you start investigating to getting there. But you arrive, and his shop is open.
Sweet. I would like to walk in and find the head. I'd guess a appraiser would be the correct.
You roll a perception check. And Malak, please roll a D100.
You said perception?
Yes, please.
That's a 19.
Looking around, there's only one person in here, and he is behind the desk.
It's still afternoon, correct?
Yes, it is.
I want to tell him, good afternoon, sir.
Well,
And I
howdy.
walk up to the counter.
What can I do for you?
How are you doing today?
I'm doing good. How about you?
Great. I actually have seen some, I would say, I guess, crystals or gems to have you take a look at. See if you want to buy them.
Okay, go ahead and lay him out. And he gets his little eyepiece out.
So I lay out
Go ahead.
2 jet and 3 quartz.
Okay. Did I give you the value of those?
Yeah, you did.
Then those are the value that he would tell you.
All right. Then I want to sell the 2 jet to him and the 3 quartz.
Okay. How much is it total?
Jet is 200 and then 75. There's 3 of them. 75. It'd be 280. That doesn't sound right.
So the jet was 200. 100 each, right?
And then it'd be for the 3 pieces of quartz, it'd be 225.
So 425 gold. He's gonna look at you after searching through, and he goes, "I'll give you 350."
And what was the said that it was 4?
I mean, your character would not know how much it's worth.
Yeah. 375.
Roll a persuasion check.
Oh, where's my 16?
He kind of ponders for a second, scratching his not quite hairy chin. There are a few like just random hairs poking out, but he's confident that it's a nice beard. And he says, 360.
Anyone told you got a luscious beard there, good sir?
He looks at you. It's always nice to compliment, but it's also an insult when you lie.
Damn.
350.
Oh, you know what? I'll take that hit.
And he smiles and hands out 35 platinum pieces.
Oh, Jesus. 35
Or
platinum.
350 gold, whichever you prefer.
We'll go with the 35 platinum because it's easier to
Cool.
get to. bad. Sweet.
And Malak, I need a D100 from you, please.
You need a D100 for me.
Yes, please. You have a Fates card.
Okay.
And then
That would be for 82.
All right. You have a good card. Blue. You get a D12. Roll a D12 after making a saving throw to increase your saving throw.
Oh, tight.
So mark that down.
Sweet.
And remember, you can only have one good, one bad. So if what you have is better, or if you already have one, you can replace it, or you can keep your current.
I think so far I may have only gotten bad ones.
Okay, cool. Dragon, he hands you the 35 platinum and says, "Is there anything else I can do for you?"
I want to slide my dragon stone out of my pocket and ask him if he knows what this is as I hold it.
And what is it?
It's a dragon stone. And then there's nothing after that. That's all we said it was.
Remind me where it came from.
Oh, dear God. I think that would have probably been at the beginning when we were going. Oh, God. It'd have been after I got the bracers. Oh, crap. We've been so many places.
Indeed. But this is why you should be taking notes.
I got notes. I just didn't know where it came from.
All it says is Dragonstone?
Yeah. That's all we... If he doesn't know, I'll just put it back in my bag and be like, maybe later.
He's going to look over. Are you handing it to him?
Yeah, to have him just kind of look at it and appraise it. Maybe tell me what he thinks it's worth or anything.
Okay. He's going to look at it. He's going to get out his monocular and kind of zoom in. And it's weird because he can actually twist it. And as he twists it, another lens pops out and another, and he kind of zooms in really, really good. And he says, "I've not seen this before, but it's pretty rare." Where'd you find it?
You know, I don't remember. I got it and I've had it forever and a half, and I felt it in my pocket.
Interesting. How much you want for it?
I don't know if I want to sell it. I kind of want to find out what it is first before I make that decision.
He zooms in a little more. He goes, "Well, according to folklore, and I've never seen one before, so this is only from my teachings. Dragonstones are really just a mineral deposit that sits at the base of a dragon neck. And after years and years, sometimes decades, sometimes eons, they cough it up. This one's quite small. It's about the size of a fist. So it's probably about 300 years old worth of mineral buildup. They can be quite rare, but this one's a small one. I've heard of bigger. I've heard of much smaller too.
So mine's not that small.
It's about the size of like your fist, like in real life.
Damn, that's pretty big.
And
That's what she said.
Yeah, giggity. He says, "And in ancient dragons, sometimes they don't cough them up for years and years, and when you see the dragon, it can barely fly. And sometimes, if you're lucky, you'll find one that choked to death on one, and you can cut it out. And then sometimes they're the size of boulders."
Huh. Well, that'd be nice to find the one the size of a boulder, but this is what I have. I don't know how much it's worth.
I will give you, and he's going to start crunching some numbers in his head. He opens up his register till as well. Okay.
Oh, this guy's making sure he's got enough money. He's like, hold on a minute.
That's exactly what he's doing.
I'm glad I kept that thing.
He says, I will give you 640 gold pieces for it.
640?
640.
You know what? If that's all it is, 650.
He counts his register again. He goes, I
Make
only
it
have
even.
640.
Oh. All right. I'll take 640 for it.
He scoops, like he just scoops his entire register into his hand and just like sets it next to you. And he's like, 1 dragonstone, please.
And I hand him the Dragonstone.
He
Well,
smiles.
he already had it in his hand.
Oh, that's right. And so he kind of just he looks at it and he has it cupped in his hand. He's got quite small hands for his stature. But he's holding it and it takes up like his entire cupped hand. And he says, "Oh, I've never seen these." And he opens up a box. And right before he opens, he kind of taps like a few places on top. You don't see any hinges, you don't see any latches or anything. But he just taps a few places, and the lid just magically floats off. And he sets the stone in, and it shuts back, and it seals perfectly around.
Oh.
Roll
I'm
an
gonna look at
insight
him and go,
check.
that is... Oh, roll a what?
An insight.
21.
He probably just had the deal of a lifetime. He is quite ecstatic about the deal he just made.
I bet he is. I want to kind of look at him and go, so what are you going to do with it? You just going to hold on to it forever and a half so no one else can see it? Or are you going to put it on display?
He looks at you and he goes, my friend, with this, I can travel and show it off and make 50 times that in a day.
Right on.
He
Be
says,
careful.
He looks at you and he goes, but I always heard that these do attract other dragons. So I have to be careful, which is why I put it in this box.
Don't you start. I see you over there. Chaka's gonna kill me. That's the first thing. That's the first thing Dragoon is thinking right now, as he said that it attracts other dragons. He's gonna think Chaka's gonna kill me.
Is there anything else I can do?
Yeah, that'll be all.
Did you say out loud that he's going to kill you?
Yeah. Oh, I kind of muttered it a little, doing the inside thoughts or outside thoughts.
He looks at you, goes, "Who's going to kill you?"
My captain's gonna kill me.
Why?
Do you want the honest truth?
Well, always.
You're telling me that mineral stone right there, dragon stone, can attract dragons, right?
It can, but I think it's a little different because the way the mineral deposit builds up, it releases some kind of scent. It's a lot like dragon pheromones. And I know, it's sold commonly as components, but I heard, and this is all speculation, I heard that if you set it in a dragon nest, they'll be docile. And they will keep coming back to it because they think it is an egg.
Yeah, he's definitely gonna kill me.
I'll sell it back to you.
All right, sell it back to me.
10,000 gold.
Please. Oh, fuck off.
He's like grinning ear to fucking ear.
Of course you'd pull some shady shit.
He goes, I told you I could get 50 times that in one day.
Yeah, I understand that. I'm just gonna kind of look at him in disappointment. Just like, this is the last time I ever trust a trader.
Oh, your performance, bro. See how good you did on your disappointment face.
Yeah, it's true.
Can I?
Yeah,
Can I?
for sure.
I feel like that's the only way to go right now.
17.
You're pretty fucking disappointed, and he can see it. He says, "I'm sorry, friend, but we traders, literally all we do is make money."
All right, I got a deal for you. And I know you're going to call me crazy because what guy is going to come back ever and do this deal? Sell it back to me for the 640. I will get you another one and bring it right back to you for free.
He looks at you. He says, "How quickly can you get me one?"
Can I hold my stone in my pocket? Or never mind, I can't do that. I'm gonna look at him. I'm gonna be like, I'll give you a rough estimate, and I'll tell you 2 months. Only reason being, it's gonna be kind of hard to find a dragon, so you got to give me a little bit of time. But if I find it and bring it back to you, because I have to come back here anyways, either you're gonna get the stone I have, or you're gonna get another one. Because either way, I have to give you a stone to keep up my end of the bargain. So you'll either get the stone that you just sold back to me, or you'll get a new stone.
Roll persuasion with disadvantage.
Damn it, I knew this was going to happen. That's not so bad. 16. A disadvantage.
He plucks his one beard chin hair, stroking it, and this one, it almost seems to have grown since you've been here. It is a little longer. And he says, "I need one double that size."
Ponder for a second and be like, if I can get one double that size. Because you said yourself that if dragons have them, they can either be bigger or smaller. So
That's
how about
true.
this? If the one that I get is smaller than the one right now, I will give you the one now. Because there's no guarantee I'll get a bigger one.
He looks at you and he looks back down at it, or at the box, looks at you again, and he says,
It's guaranteed money. You already know what it's worth.
"I'll tell you what. This probably came from a young dragon. Young is relative to dragon age. But you'll know. If you find an adult dragon and you bring me back that deposit, that dragon stone, we'll have a deal."
All right. And I shake his hand.
As you shake his hand, he puts a bracelet on you.
Oh,
And
God
the bracelet
damn it.
glows a bright red. And he says, "Your word is bond.
My word is my bond.
And if you don't return and finish out your bond, you really don't want to see what this bracelet does."
Will they take my hand off by chance?
He grins and he says, "It'll do more than that."
Oh. Can I throw an arcana on the bracelet?
You certainly can.
Give me 1 second. I'm removing something from my inventory. To-do.
And actually, you would get advantage on this because of your background.
So that is a 23.
You know this is a cursed object. You don't know what kind of curse, but it is definitely cursed.
Yeah.
In your
All right.
inventory, write cursed bracelet. And in the notes, just for a reminder for yourself, write must return minimum adult dragonstone.
Items.
And he punches a different kind of code into this box, and the lid again raises up, and he takes the dragonstone out and it closes back, and he says, "Either way, I get this back, or I get the other." And he sets it down in
I
front of
told you. Either way. You either get the one that's in front of you or you get the bigger one.
All right. The dragon stone is now in front of you.
And it is back in my pocket near my inside left chest pocket.
Awesome. He says, the time limit isn't set per se, but if I don't see you in a year's time, this will activate. I'm giving you plenty of time to find a dragon. And I'll even make it easier for you. If you find 2 of the same size, of this or bigger, of this size, that will do as well.
2 of this size?
Or an adult or bigger.
Okay.
And
okay.
as he makes the adjustment to the deal, the pulse on your bracelet gets hot, and then like almost like an acknowledgement of deal, or a change of deal, and grows cold again.
He's gonna look at him and be like, all right, well, this, all right. Anyway.
Anything else I can do for you?
No.
He looks at you and he says, well, Dragoon, it is nice to have met you.
Hold up. How do you know my name?
His smile gets bigger. That bracelet does more than you think.
Motherfucker, what else does it tell you?
This motherfucker's spying on us.
I have to protect my property.
I'm going to look right at him and go, I swear to God, if there's a scribe on this thing, I'm going to be pissed right now.
A what?
A scry. Where you can
He looks at you and goes, no, it doesn't contain any scry.
I'm going to walk out. I'm going to look at him and I go, I swear to God.
All right. And then you wanted to go.
I want to immediately grab my sending stone because I'm pretty sure it's been more than 24 hours.
It has not been 24 hours.
Fuck.
It's literally been about an hour and a half.
Dragoon's going to start freaking out. Number one. He's going to sit there and just now realize he fucked himself. Like, great. I either have to go kill 2 baby dragons.
Young
or
dragons.
go kill young dragons. Or I got to go kill an adult dragon.
Or at least find a stone.
Or find a stone. Fuck me running. Can I go find a potion shop?
Yeah, for sure. Easily found. You're more towards the center of the marketplace now, and shops all have their doors open. Some of the shops actually around has like a bard playing in it to kind of invite people in. A very festive area that you're that you're in, and literally you're walking down and like 5 minutes and you're seeing a sign with a potion shop on it.
I would like to go in there.
Okay, easily done. This store is actually quite packed. There are many people behind the L shape, or actually the U-shaped desk, and like there's vials sitting there. There's actually like chemistry sets, or alchemist sets, kind of bubbling, and one of the guys pointing to you, go, "Yeah, what do you need?"
Dragon pheromones.
Dragon pheromones, got it. And he goes in the back, comes out, and goes 75 gold for a vial.
Give me 2 vials.
He hands you 2 vials. 150 gold.
150 gold. And something else besides the pheromones that's a little bit stronger to attract them if chance?
Attract what?
Dragon.
We don't really have anything that attracts dragons. This is a potion shop. I mean, maybe you could use the pheromones to attract them, but nothing particularly to attract the dragon.
Okay.
But we got health potions. You're going to need that if you're going to face a dragon.
How much are the health potions?
What size?
I'm gonna ask him about small and medium.
For the small one, you're looking at 50 gold apiece. It's just an FYI, it's 2d4 plus 2 for the small one. For the medium size, you're looking about, and it's 4d4 plus 4, 100 gold.
Let's get 2 of the smalls.
That'll be group discount because you bought the pheromones. 90 gold.
Sweet. That's awesome.
We aim to please. Anything else? We have potion of giant strength.
Actually, I have one of those.
Oh, would you be willing to sell it?
It depends. What are you asking for yours? Because I
Uh,
just got screwed just a couple of stands back.
well, normally they're 250 gold to buy. I'll buy it off of you for 200.
I'm thinking I'm going to need that if I'm going to go fight a dragon, aren't I?
You probably will, but time is money.
Yeah, but surviving is a lot better.
He looks at you and smiles. He goes, "You got a point there. I had to try."
I'll give you that. If I don't use it, I'll come back to you and sell it. How about that?
If we buy it, this is the time to sell. Sell, sell, sell.
Yeah, but technically, couldn't I walk outside and sell it to someone for like 400?
If they know what they are.
Very true. Alrighty. Well, thank you for the healing potions and that.
Oh, don't forget us. Come back anytime.
Will do.
And he points to someone else and starts saying, "What do you want?" All right, what do you want to do?
I want to freak out again and go try to find fucking Traka or someone.
Okay. Go ahead and roll an investigation for me.
22.
Yeah, you're able to find Traka kind of walking down the street. But before we get to that, Malak, is there anything you want to do?
Yeah. Let me go over to my Beyond real quick and see how much money I have. 'Cause I know
Brandon
last
was-
week-
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead. I'm getting to my thing. I'm trying to figure out the app.
Okay. 2d4 for the potions.
Yeah, 2d4 plus 2. So I think it's actually called like an actual healing potion in D&D Beyond.
Thank you.
I'd like to also try finding Dragon and Traka.
Okay, roll an investigation.
Oh god, this is so weird. Okay, skills. Investigation would be 15 plus 2 for 17.
It takes you a little bit, but about the time that Dragoon walks out of the potion shop, you're kind of walking by. So you're able to find Dragoon and kind of follow him towards Watraka.
Okay. And then I would like to ask Dragoon real quick to see if he wouldn't mind helping me find like some art supplies and shit.
I'm down for that.
Cool. Yeah. Roll another investigation as you're walking through the marketplace.
Okay. That would be 14 plus 2 for 16.
Yeah, you're able to find something relatively quickly. You actually find not quite an art dealer, but there's a lot of artwork hanging, some sculptures out front with little price tags on them. You go inside and you see like inside smells heavily of like chemicals that would thin the different kinds of paints that they use and oils. And you see a guy kind of hovering over a desk, and he's got a paintbrush and he's like lavishly like drawing, almost too big for the actual canvas that he's on. But you walk up closer, roll a perception check.
Okay. Been weird. Okay, there we go. That's 14.
Yeah, as you get closer, he's not quite heard you yet, He is very absorbed in his work, but you look down and the canvas is blank. And it's very odd because you see the paint being applied and it's there for just a half a second and then it disappears into the canvas. And you see sweat just kind of dripping off this guy as he's like heavily trying to like just get this paint to stick. As you get like right up on him, he kind of gets spooked and he jumps. He goes, "Oh, where'd you come from?"
And I want to apologize to him directly and be like, "Sir, I'm really sorry. I didn't mean to spook you. I knew you were a little busy. I'm actually looking to see if I can't find some like pencils or and some paper and whatnot to start learning how to do some artwork."
He says, "Well, pencils and paper I can definitely give Joe. Well, parchment." And he walks over, putting down his paintbrush. And as he sets it down, this canvas starts to shift, like underneath the paintbrush. And as it starts to shift, you start seeing a beautiful portrait being made of a very noble woman in lavish dress, and it kind of files down from the very top, and then almost like a printer would, like where you can see pieces of it at a time as it's going. But it stops about 3/4 of the way and just stops. And he goes, "Yeah, pencils I got. I have your soft pencils. I've got your hard pencils. I've got your graphite, your graphene. I've got your regular lead. I've got the specialized metal that never runs out. It's quite light, so it's good for like trace or for like a trace. And then you apply the regular pencil on top to get that fine touch. What kind are you looking for?"
Well, I kind of just need like a good beginner set, and I want to explain to him that just recently I found a huge appreciation for art, and that I wanted to try my hand at it and maybe eventually move to a different kind of canvas.
He kind of nods and says, "Okay." He says, "Well, I'll tell you what. I'll get you a beginner set. It should last you quite a while, and then you can move up from there. This isn't going to have any colors or extravagant paints or any oils or anything. But yeah. What do you say? 175 gold."
See, that I can't do. Is there any way you could go lower?
He looks at you and he says, "I can get rid of some pencils and give you about half of the stack of paper I was going to give you. How about 100 gold?"
I'd be with him, wouldn't I, since he found us already?
Would you? Yeah, I guess you guys would be all together right now.
Yeah, I'd just give the dude the 175 gold.
Okay, cool.
Because I've kind of collected gold for everybody and whatnot in the bag of holding. So.
Perfect. Okay. Yeah, he just, you hand it over and he goes, "Oh, thank you." You get about 75 pieces of parchment, which can be used double-sided because you're only using pencils, unless you actually break through the parchment. He gives you a set of 20 pencils, all of them variant shades of gray to black, and they're all numbered. He goes, "All right, well, you start with 1, and once you get the 1 tracing, which is that metallic piece, you kind of go through, you get your general shapes from there, and then you move to number 2. Number 2's to connect the shapes," and he starts kind of explaining through, they're all 20 pieces, okay? He said, "You can stop at 10 if you'd like, but anything after 10 is a darker pencil. From 10 to 20, 20 being the darkest, 10 being the lightest. You can go through that to do your final image." Does that make sense?
Perfect sense.
Awesome. And he kind of just hands you the stack and the box of pencils on top. He goes, "Thank you very much. Anything else I can do?"
No, that should be everything. Thank you, sir.
He smiles and nods and he walks back over. He goes, Do you either you need anything?"
Do you sell just a pack of pencils?
We can definitely do that. Do you want writing pencils or drawing pencils?
Drawing pencils.
Just drawing pencils. There's subtracted parchment. You're looking at about 100 gold.
Do you take trades?
What do you have to trade?
I pull a piece of quartz out of my pocket.
He looks.
How about a hunk of quartz for the pencils?
He kind of look. He's like, "Can I see it?"
Sure. And I hand it to him.
He kind of grabs it and he raises it up to the candlelight, or the torchlight around. He says, "Oh, there's a lot of colors. Fair trade. This quartz for those pencils."
Deal.
Then he takes the quartz. He actually sets it onto the painting that he was doing, and the canvas actually absorbs the quartz. And as you see this, the entire canvas finishes itself. And
can I throw an Arcana on it?
Yeah, across it becomes a slight gleam, like you would see, like if you
Prism.
Yeah, almost like prism, like where
Nice.
if you kind of turn it, it turns into like rainbow chromish. And he says, this is my next masterpiece.
By the way, that was a
Imagine if he had
23.
a
Go ahead.
journal and like a never-ending pen or quill.
He looks at you and he says, I think for that you would need to go to a bookbinder. I can definitely give you the ink and quill. The quill, I do have a never-ending ink quill, if you would like it. It'll run you about 125 gold just for the quill. But for a never-ending
fine.
journal, definitely go to a bookbinder.
I just wanted a journal. He seemed like a don't need a journal to be never-ending, just a quill.
Okay. Yeah. Go to. He kind of rummages through. Like he has a used journal. It has a couple pages ripped out. He goes, I can just give you this one if you want.
Okay, that's fine. Here's 125 gold for
All
your
right.
pen.
He hands you. It's not a bad looking journal. It's leather bound. But it definitely has like the first few pages ripped out. The first page that you can see definitely has like the hard pressed like indentation from the previous page. But yeah, it's got plenty of use left. And then Dragoon, what was your Arcana?
23.
You know that something happened magically, but you've never heard of this type of magic.
Can I ask him about it and be like, that was amazing? What did you do?
I didn't do anything. Magic did. And he kind of smiles and he says, this canvas was specifically made for this noblewoman. If I tried to paint anything else on it, it would not have worked. That quartz put the finishing touches. Because a quartz refracts lights and turns it to every color across the spectrum, the canvas was able to absorb all of that, condense it down, and let it
Be right back,
shimmer.
boys.
Cool. And he said, that canvas was given to me by the noblewoman. And she told me if it was not a masterpiece, that I would be cursed. And I don't want to be cursed. So this is fruitous. This is very helpful for me, and I really appreciate it. And he holds it up and he says, I can relax now. I've been working on this for days. You just saved me a lot of time.
I'm glad I could help you and turn out such a wonderful masterpiece.
He looks at you and he says, because you helped me, let me give you something. And he runs in the back. And he, you hear like scraping, like stuff being moved around in the back. And he comes out and he says, all right, don't use this a lot because there's only a certain number of uses. He hands you a paintbrush. He says, you can draw or paint anything with this, except for living objects, and they will become real. However, there's only 5 uses, and you cannot draw anything above a value of 200 gold, or it'll turn into just something wood. He says, because you saved my life, because I truly believe that she was going to curse me, I'm giving this to you guys. I hope you find good use for it. And he hands you the paintbrush.
I'm just gonna sit there and like awe with
I'm
it in my
snatching
hand.
that brush up, throwing it in the bag of holding.
Perfect. Yeah, just write enchanted paintbrush. There's an actual item for it, and I'll look up the name for it later.
Throw it in Traka's inventory because we'll just throw it into the bag of holding.
Perfect. With that,
And then
he kind of smiles and nods at you. Goes, I gotta deliver this now. She's gonna be so happy with me. And he's like, just shut the door. It'll lock itself. And he runs out of the shop with painting and stow. You could tell
look at
this was definitely a time crunch, and he was at the end of the time.
Damn. I'm gonna look over at Traka and Draconic. Go, I fucked up.
Well, let's go talk to some hookers.
That's not gonna fix what I fucked
And
up.
by the way, I hired a bard who's got a scar on his face and fought a dragon before we were going on a really, 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 really long adventure. So we have to buy supplies for good in the morning. Awesome. Let's go talk to the hookers.
Traka, what did you just say? Something about a dragon that we're gonna go find?
Huh? Yeah.
And I'm gonna pull
But,
a stone.
I
out of
hired
my
a bard.
pocket.
He's got a scar on his face. He's fought a dragon before. I don't really trust him, but he seems like a decent guy, and he's going to lead us to where a dragon is. But we got to go over a mountain, through some harpy shit, through some fucking drow stuff, through some other shit, over another mountain, under a fucking river, and across the field of barren fucks. And then we'll be at a temple of an old ass dragon.
Traka, I owe someone this stone and bigger.
How much do you owe him for it?
Apparently, this can sell for 10,000 gold.
Make a fake. Find an artificer.
I don't think an artificer would do. You
I
think it
roll
would work?
Perception to see if I see the bracelet on his wrist.
Yeah.
Oh no, I lay it all out for Traka, so he knows about the bracelet, all the bullshit
That's
that
a dirty
happened.
20 on that anyway. So what's the shiny bracelet for? That's new.
Traka, I fucked up.
I kind
fucked
of reach up and dumbass. We'll get
And
it
I
figured out.
I accept it fully, and I go, apparently this is a dragon mineral stone. What a dragon does is collect it for a long time in their throat or whatever. And these are worth a lot of money and very rare. I sold it to a guy, found out that it could potentially bring a dragon back to its nest because it thinks it's an egg. So I remember you said something about dragons, and I sold it, and then he said that, and I got it back, but I owe him a stone, either 2 of these size stones or 1 bigger one from an adult.
Old Scarface says this dragon we're going to see tomorrow. It's going to take us a while to get there. We got a sail and a bunch of shit that says it's an elder dragon and it's a mean some bitch. So
By the way, I have 1 year to do this, or the bracelet. I don't know what it does, but I have 1 year.
I'm gonna pull out my journal and mark down today starts the days for Dragoon's curse.
Okay. Just also you would
I
you
would
all
think
would
we
know
have
this?
some kind of way of keeping track of dates and
yeah
whatnot.
for sure.
So
You all would know this. A year in this realm is about 600 days.
Okay. I was gonna look at Traka and start crying now and be like, I fucked up.
I'm gonna start crying and be like, "Let's go see hookers."
Fucking hookers.
All right. So you guys walk out. Malak in tow with his parchment and pen. You guys with a quite valuable artifact for saving the artist's life. And as you come out, you see Fin Dizzle running towards you guys, and in his hand, or on his face, is like just beaming smile. Like you've seen him smile, but this is like kind of smile.
This man
right?
got laid.
Yeah.
I want to roll
Elbow.
perception to see if I can tell
He was
why
with a
he
girl.
might be
He was with a
smiling.
girl. I see him.
Roll an insight instead, Malak.
Okay, I'm down.
I'm gonna look at him. And just be like, you got laid?
Roll a dragon. Roll an insight if you want to try to figure that out.
Yep. I want to figure that out.
Traka
Oh,
already
a
knows.
Good plus to that. That's 11. Oh, sorry, 13.
Okay. And Dragoon?
I got it. I got a. Hold on. 16.
Both of you, you're both well aware of what it feels like to get laid. And you definitely know this guy, or Vin Diesel, just got laid.
Go
I'm
Vin
gonna
Diesel.
Having already have a turtle smile on my face, and I'm gonna turn to Chonka, be like, first I gotta take care of business. I want to hand him my 82 gold, I believe that I have in my purse, and say, I will get the rest back to you.
Don't worry about it. You want to throw it in the pile, throw it in the bag. If I go down ever, somebody grab this motherfucking bag. Though.
No shit.
I'm gonna take that pack of pencils I bought and shove them into Malak and be like, "Here, man."
Oh, Malak's got an even bigger turtle smile, and then I'm turning over to Finn Dizzle, noticing that he definitely got some Finn Dizzle time in.
I'm gonna pull out my journal and note. This will have to do.
Yeah, Vin Diesel looks at you all, and you're kind of jesting with him, like, "Oh yeah, you got laid." He goes, "My Dizzle got wet."
Oh,
I'm gonna put Vin Diesel's Dizzle got wet.
Yeah.
Malak has the most gigantic smile on his face and said, all right, boys, where are we off to?
We're gonna go talk to hookers.
I want my
Awesome.
dragon lady.
I'm going to look at Chonka and be like, are we going to be there for a little while?
No,
Yes.
I'm just gonna get paid, and we gotta go stock up. We got a big adventure coming up.
Okay.
By the way, I want to pull the potions out and hand them to Chaka and go, dragon pheromones.
Bjork's been missing his letters from old Steven.
It's true.
I'm going to look at Finn Dizzle real quick and be like, Finn Dizzle, do you know anything
Right.
about art?
Grab those pheromones and throw them in the bag of holding.
Okay, cool. Malak, what were you saying?
I want to look at Finn Dizzle and be like, Finn Dizzle, do you know anything about art?
He says, "I like to admire it. I'm more of a spellcaster."
So I'm going to look at him and be like, do you think you'd be able to tell me if my art looks good?
He says, "Being of a fine taste, I will most likely know if it sucks."
Okay. So I'm making note now that Finn Dizzle is going to not be my appraiser, but
Okay.
he's going to be the most genuine. And I'm going to look at Chaka and Dragoon and be like, if I show you guys the art, you're going to tell me if it's horrible, right?
I'm going to look right at Malak, straight in his face, straight face, and look, I will tell you if it fucking sucks. I ain't sugarcoating that shit.
I'm just gonna walk and start going to the hookers.
Okay. Perfect.
I'm ready to get paid. It's been a few weeks, and we need to check in on our establishment.
Awesome. Yeah. So you guys start walking around. Malak, you're kind of going in tow, kind of thinking of the different ideas that you want to start your artist journey with, and it takes you a little bit of time because the brothel is dead center marketplace, and it is packed. Like, it is tremendously packed. As you guys are walking through, you guys see a lot of merchants kind of like, hey, like, it's almost a cacophony of voices. But you do eventually make your way and kind of come through, and you arrive at the brothel. Coming in, you see a plethora of people in the waiting room, waiting their turn to get their rocks off. What do you want to do?
I'm just gonna go up to the receptionist and, is your mistress available? If not, you should have at least one package for me.
She looks at you and she goes, "I definitely have a package for you. Actually, I have two." And she hands you 2 boxes. One of them is the same kind of box that you had before. The tag on it says to Chaka, but the other box is very ornate. It also says to Chaka, but it is onyx black.
Okay, I'm gonna open the shitty one first.
Okay. Inside, you have basically it's a piece of paper saying, "Attention, mistress, please give Chaka Mosh 525 gold. And you basically hand that over to the lady behind the desk, and she gives you 525 gold. That is your profits from the bar/brothel. And inside is also a note for Bjork, which we will read whenever he comes back next week. And at the very bottom is a. It's almost like postcard sized, but on the front it is a very well drawn portrait of Chastity, and on the back is you don't really understand what language it is, but in common above it, or at the very top, it says Malak.
I'm gonna hand it to Malak.
All right, Malak, would you like to read it?
I would like to first investigate it.
Okay.
The last time I got a letter in regards to Chastity, there was some shit that happened with it that made it change completely. So I want to very carefully investigate it, see if I can pull anything from it before I open it.
Okay, go ahead and roll either Arcana or Investigation, whichever you would prefer, but I need to know which one you're going to roll.
I'm going to roll Arcana.
Okay, go right ahead.
So that would be a 12.
Looking through, you kind of turn it over, and you kind of look both sides. It doesn't seem magical at all.
Okay. And then you said there was some language that Traka might not have been able to understand. Would I understand it?
You immediately recognize it as Druidic.
What does it say?
Obviously, it says Malak in common, but under it says, I may have been wrong. She doesn't seem to.
Go get in the bath.
I said, I may have been wrong. It doesn't seem that she's a spy, but I think they found her, or she came across the wrong path. The Duke had her somewhere, but I found that he no longer does. I think she's on the run. Keep an eye out for her. She's looking for you. And then at the very bottom is inscripted saying, your old pal.
So last time I had a hard time remembering who he was because I can't really remember too far back in, my lifetime. Last thing I remember waking up into a forest and then meeting these guys. So that was just on the outside of it?
Yeah, it was basically a postcard. So one side was a very well-drawn portrait of her. And it is just done in pencil. It has a gray shade. It's basically grayscale, but very well done. On the flip side of it is like the handwriting where in Druidic that tells you about her.
Okay. So I'm going to look over at Traka, and I'm going to look kind of at Dragoon and say, boys, when we get back to camp and I know everything's secure, I need to relay some information to you guys.
All right, cool. You still have another jet black onyx box, Traka.
Yeah, I want to have these two guys do an Arcana check on it.
Okay.
If we do it together, if we say we're doing it together, like we're both investigating magically, can one of us get advantage?
Yes. Yeah, that's how I would do it. Instead of each of you doing it, just one of you have advantage.
Quick
Okay.
question.
Yeah.
Out of character, since I already have advantage in Arcana.
If you already have advantage, then you just have advantage. There's no double advantage or anything.
Okay. All right. I didn't think that was the case.
Yeah.
But
The
I
mutter
wanted
under
to
my
make
breath.
sure.
Fucking bitch.
As you ask him to check it. I love it.
Yeah. So just so Malak, you mind if I take it, or do you want it?
Yeah, I'll let you take it. I feel like I have some stuff to reflect on right now. So I'm definitely gonna let you go for it.
So that's a Arcana dirty 20.
The box does not seem magical at all.
I'm gonna investigate it for traps.
Okay, go ahead and roll investigation.
15.
There is it's cut up in a ribbon, or I'm sorry, put up in a ribbon, and it's a nice bow. The bow is the center of it's black, but on the outskirts is silver. Looking closely, it looks to be real silver thread. But it does not seem to be trapped.
I'm gonna untie the silver thread and kind of roll it up and put it in my bag.
Perfect. Yeah, it unrolls. It is all one piece, so it's like silver, black, silk, silver. So it all just comes in one piece. But yeah, you can definitely put the ribbon in your pack.
I'm gonna open the box.
All right. Inside is a letter. It is just a single envelope. On it, it says Chakamash.
I'm gonna open it up.
Inside, you see a letter, and it says, "I'm sorry I missed you at the tavern. I got caught up in more political bullshit, but I will be at the Isle of Drowse. I have to be the intermediate between our islands and here. Meet me there if you're willing. I'll be waiting for you."
I gotta go through there to fight a dragon anyway. I'm on my way, lady.
All right.
Whoop, whoop.
And with that, the lady takes the boxes and says, "Do you need these boxes? Otherwise, we'll just kind of reuse them."
Can I have the black one?
I want. My dude here wants the onyx one. That one is kind of fancy.
Okay, yeah, you
I
definitely take
would
it.
really love the onyx one.
Yeah. No problem.
Cool.
You being a box, I mean, you're gonna have to it's not made of onyx. It's just painted onyx black. So it can be crumpled. Just keep that in mind.
I'm gonna go like this.
Yeah,
And stuff it in the bag of holding.
Perfect. Yeah, it's just
there you go.
And just shove it in.
It's in the bag.
Yep. With that, let's go ahead and take a quick break as we finish up the brothel, so I can let the dog out and stuff. So we'll be right back.
I'm gonna write a list of supplies for our voyage.
Okay, cool.
And I'll send it to you and tell me how much I need.
Cool. Sounds good.
For it.
All right.
Figure
With that,
load up the cart and whatnot.
Perfect. We'll be right back.
Gold
All right,
I
we
still
are
have
back.
yet to play with these.
So when we left off, you guys were finishing up at the brothel. What do you guys want to do?
I was really thinking about it. The only thing I think we need to buy would be some sacks of flour.
Okay. Yeah. Easily found. It's more on the outskirts of town because that's kind of where the mills are. But you can definitely find some. They'd probably be. I mean, they wouldn't be super expensive. Probably like a gold a piece.
I'm
Eggs
gonna
and butter.
buy 3 of them to
Okay.
throw in my cart.
Easily done.
I want to see if there's like a blacksmith as well. I want to buy extra wheel rims or whatever. I don't know how it works
Okay.
in case we have to fix our cart at all.
You'd probably need to go to like a wagoneer or a cart craftsman who does have relationships with blacksmiths just to find out what exactly you would need. But you can find one. More than likely, you would actually find one or two actually right outside the marketplace because that's where people would probably be loading up
Yeah,
their.
at the stables, I think is where I'd go and ask.
Yeah.
'cause they're
Yeah, and
Before we
go ahead.
Before we leave the town, I want to remind Traka that we need to stop by this blacksmith anyways, because he needs to get his staff looked at.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
So we need to go there anyways.
Yeah, so
to go
I'll
get
say go ahead. Well, you'll go ahead and go to the blacksmith first, because he may have some knowledge what you may need for your cart as well. But you definitely wanted
Okay.
to get your staff looked at as well. So you guys make your way to the blacksmith, the same one that actually made it, just for ease of use.
Oh, definitely, because I wouldn't want someone else working on it. It was a custom job.
No.
Exactly.
No.
And you walk in, and he's just pounding away like normal. He does seem to have an apprentice that you haven't seen there before. What do you want to do?
I want to be like, hey, blacksmith, so I can get his attention.
Roll a performance because his pounding's pretty loud.
15.
That's loud enough. Yeah. He kind of mid swing goes, yeah.
I need you to fix my buddy's staff that you built.
Oh, it's you guys. What's up, man? And
How you been?
his demeanor is definitely different. Almost like he's trying to actually roll insight, all of you.
$18.
I got a 16. Oh wait, insight.
Yep.
So that's 20.
Yeah, you both would know. He's seemingly trying to impress this apprentice with his cordial demeanor with you guys, and he's like,
I'm gonna pull my journal out and write a little note, and I'm gonna rip like half of the bottom of a page off, and I'm just gonna slide it to the blacksmith.
"Okay,
It says, "Let your work speak for itself."
all right." He kind of looks at you and smiles, and he says, "Oh no! This is my son. He's training to be a blacksmith like me. He originally wanted to be one of them vet things where they take care of the animals, but there ain't no money in that. When a dog gets sick, you just put it down. So now he's training to be a blacksmith, and he's doing a fine job." And he kind of
Is he gonna need?
he points at some like swords on the end, and they do not look good at all. Like there are giant chips in them. Some even have like cracks all the way through. And he's like, "Yeah, he's learning, but man, they look good."
I'm gonna point at the one in the middle and say, "I want to buy that one."
Okay. He looks at you and he's
I'll take one.
giant fucking grin on his face, and his son just looks up and like almost starts like happy crying that someone wants to buy his work. And the boy goes, okay. I'll tell you what. My first piece is sold.
No.
I'm gonna give you them
You can't listen.
for 7 coppers each. And the blacksmith's like, "Oh, hold on. That's not even enough to cover the cost of the iron." And the boy's like, "Oh yeah, I forgot. I gotta do that too." And he goes and he starts counting on his thumb and his.
I'm gonna
fingers.
flick him a platinum piece for one of his swords. I'm just gonna flick it to him and be like, "There you go. That's for your work.
And
That covers
his
your cost of
eyes
the
just go
iron."
boom, like whitest motherfucking eyes you've ever seen in your life. And it's like he's like, "Oh my God, Dad, did you see this?" And blacksmith looks like he goes, "Yeah, see, I told you you can do this. This guy just gave you a platinum, and when he should have only given you a silver." And he's like,
I'm gonna chips. Keep up on keep
Keep the
practicing,
work
kid.
up.
You got this.
He's like, I got this. And he takes his dad's hammer and goes, "Dad, I'll finish this. You go deal with them." And he starts pounding away at this short sword that his dad was working on. As soon as he hits it wrong, and just a piece falls off of it. And he's like, oh shit. And he grabs the tongs and picks it back up and tries to put it back in. And he's like, no, nobody's seen that. Starts tinkering a little bit.
I guess that's a dagger now.
And he's like, "Oh, yeah. See, Dad, I'm making a dagger, not a short sword. Jeez." And he cuts it down.
I was like, can you fix my staff? It's got a crack in it.
Oh,
Good
yeah.
on your boy there.
He
Seems motivated.
he smiles. His smile has not left his face. And he's like, "Yeah, of course, man. I got this." And he goes, "Give me about an hour. I should be able to fix this pretty easily." And he turns around, and his son is still just working. He hits the same exact spot on the other side, so it actually does cut pretty well into a dagger, but it's a wide dagger. A dagger should be like a small, skinny to the point, right? And this one's quite wide because it was a short sword. He goes, "Nah, I'm gonna call this," and he's between mid swings, a swagger, and he just keeps pounding. He goes, "Yeah, swagger," and he's just into his own little mind now. His ego super boosted by that platinum piece, and you guys kind of
call
just
out to the blacksmith because I just had an idea.
yeah.
Have you ever made a metal longbow?
He sits and ponders for a second. He said, "A metal longbow." And he kind of sits there. He says, "You need some real flexible metal material." He kind of thinks. He goes, "I could do a hybrid, which would be a little easier, but if you got me metal melted by dragon breath, it has magical properties that allows it to flex. If you can bring me that, I could definitely make you a bow."
And while we're still here at the
On
black,
another note, do you happen to have a full set of plate armor that I can buy for my buddy?
I don't know if he would or not. Let me check.
I'm gonna convince this bard to fucking wear this armor and get melted.
Yeah, he says it's a little used, but it should suffice. And he brings out the different pieces. Full fucking helmet, just donned. He goes, "I only got this one size, so hopefully it fits." He goes, I'll tell you what. For this, it's used.
Put 200 gold on the table.
He goes, "Make it 400. It's a lot of metal."
Whisper your
All
idea.
right, but you fix my staff for free.
450, and I'll make it free.
I want to nudge Traka and whisper Draconic in his ear.
I'm
Tell him it's
gonna
come
kind
back.
of growl a little bit, just a hint of intimidation.
Okay.
Hey, 400. You fix my staff for free. Not threateningly, but come on, dude. We hook you up. We'll be back. We like your business.
He says, "All right, but I have a favor to ask."
What's that?
He says, "Tell everybody you know to come here. Spread the
business
word."
card.
He says, "How about this? I'll put my my signature on one of the metal pieces on your staff, and anybody who asks, or it's kind of a reminder of where it's from." He said, "And for this plate mail, and if you tell everybody, 400 gold."
Deal.
What do you say?
Yeah, I'll do it. I'm gonna hand him my journal and my quill and say, just write your little business card, write your pitch right here, and I'll fucking tell people with that, and I'll tell them to come here and see you.
He scribbles out, or he kind of writes out. It's not very fine. Like his hand penmanship's not the best. He's a blacksmith, but he writes down Bachman, metalworking, and then he scratches that out immediately. It says Bachman and Son, metalworking, and he underlines it twice.
Got it, man. In the square in Greyhaven. I'll send them your way.
Oh, I'd really appreciate that. You guys are good to me. I appreciate you.
Malak, I'd like. Oh, go ahead, Anthony.
Just finishing conversation. Go ahead.
I'd like to pull out Gil's staff and be like, you know anything about this?
He looks at it and he says, nah, it looks like a staff.
So, Malak, I'm going to put it back in my bag and be like, all right, thank you.
He goes, it looks broke, though.
I'm going to smile and be like, yeah, was hoping you could fix it, but if you don't know anything about it, I don't want to impose.
He's like, I deal with mostly wood or metal. If you want to get a staff fix, you probably have to go to the woodwork. Or maybe, I mean, it depends where you found it, but you might want to talk to some of them wizard folk, too.
So I'm going to make a note of that in my head and be like, cool, thanks, dude.
Yeah, no problem. Give me about, I got about 30 minutes worth more of work on this staff. Go ahead, pack up your plate mail and just come back in 30 minutes.
All right. I want to go to a weapon shop. I'd like to purchase a longbow.
Okay.
Trade in my short bow.
Easily done. Are you going to trade it in, or do you just want to buy a new one?
Well, I don't need a crossbow. And a short bow and a longbow. So probably would just trade my crossbow and short bow straight across. And,
okay.
I mean, I have all kinds of weapons and shit in my bag of holding.
True.
Which is why they're all on here. So.
Okay.
Well, he's going to the weapon shop. I'd like to ask Dragoon if he would like to come with me to find someone to fix his staff.
Yeah, I'm down for that. And I'll tell Traka we reconvene in 30.
Yep.
Okay.
Awesome. So we'll go ahead and do Traka's first because his will be quicker. So Traka, you make your way. You already know where the weaponsmith is. You've been there a few times already. You kind of stole a shield from him. And you walk in. He goes, "Hey, it's you. What's up, man?" And he's like,
"Oh no."
He's like,
"Erased all my equipment."
He kind of looks at you, goes, "What can I do for you?"
I need to trade these for a longbow. I'm gonna set the crossbow and the short bow on the table.
The crossbow, what kind is it? Is it heavy or hand or light?
It just said minor crossbow, I believe. The first one I had, I already removed it. I was just gonna add 50 gold and then buy a longbow.
So a longbow. The reason I'm asking, a longbow is only 50 gold, a regular one. If it was a hand crossbow,
was 25 and the crossbow was 25 gold. So.
Oh, okay. Then yeah. He goes, yeah. I can trade this in, no problem. Doesn't seem like it's had a whole lot of use. I can do a straight shade, but I also have a couple other bows if you'd like to take a look. They're all longbows.
Are they magic?
He goes, some of them are.
What do they do?
He kind of looks at, or he brings one off the shelf and says, This one's pretty rare. He says, you knock an arrow in this bow, and you say some words in Elvish, and basically you get extra damage on each arrow, 3d6 extra damage.
I don't speak Elvish.
He goes, okay. And he puts that one away. He says, all right, well, this one will warn you of danger. You get basically you get advantage on initiative rolls, and you can't be
I already have
surprised.
that.
Okay. You can't be surprised, and if you are asleep, the weapon wakens you up right before combat begins, so you still can't be surprised.
What else do you got?
And he says, "Well, I got one more. It's not the best, but it helps." He says, "I got this bow, and this bow is a little more ornate, but it has some good flexibility. You kind of pick it up and you kind of test it. It's basically a +1 longbow."
How much for the first one?
Oh, for the oath bow, oath bow, not bowl. Let's see. I'm looking at the price. You're looking about 3,500 gold. And you were talking about the one where you speak an Elvish word, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
How much for the warning bow?
For the warning bow. Oh shit. Well, that one's a little more expensive.
What if I throw in this sentinel shield and this chainmail shirt?
He looks at you and kind of looks at the weapon. And he says, or the shield and the chainmail. He says, "That'll get you closer, but it's still about 4,000 gold off. This one's highly sought after."
The warning?
Yeah.
That one's more than the oath bow?
Yes. You can't be surprised, so they'll never have advantage on you. It's great for a party to have.
How long has it been since we left the blacksmith? Like 5 minutes?
Yeah, like 5 minutes.
I'm just gonna start like talking about random shit. I want to try and waste like 56 minutes.
Okay. Your staff would have been ready in 30, just in case that changes the
I'm
timeline.
gonna just talk to him about the bows. You know, I really need to be able to get some range and move on my feet and just keep it going. And I want to pick them up and like test the flexibility of them and kind of like, sun's out, you know, showing off, obviously bullshitting.
Okay.
Then wait for that
a
45,
charisma.
50 minutes.
Roll a charisma for me.
16.
Oh, he's entranced. He rolled a natural 1. He's like, "Yeah, I could tell you're really into this. You know what you're doing, and as you know, you're testing and everything. You definitely waste the full amount of time you wanted to waste."
I want to roll perception to see if anyone else is in the store.
Okay, go ahead.
So 21.
Yeah, there's actually quite a few. He's not the only employee either. Most of them are helping other customers. There's one that's just kind of walking around, kind of just reorganizing things that people have picked up and put back, stuff like that. Kind of like a stock person.
Okay, I'm gonna, since he's just standing in front of me, I want to grab him in like a hug.
Okay.
But I'm gonna do a choke, and you slide your arm in front of their neck and pull the back of their head into it.
Okay.
So I'll roll the grapple and strength or whatever, but I want to put him to sleep and just kind of set him down and then take the bow of warning and leave.
Okay. You can definitely try. Go ahead.
That's a 6 on my strength. Just giving him a hug.
Yeah, you're just giving him a hug, and not a very good one at that. He kind of like awkwardly pats your back, and he's like, actually, he says, he kind of whispers in your ear, "Good try, buddy. Good try." And he steps away and he says, "Well, folks, that's all. Store's going to be closing. We need we need to restock our shelves, and the shelves are completely full. But everybody starts grumbling, and he says, "All right, everybody out," and he starts ushering everyone out.
Can I roll stealth?
Yeah.
$17.
His passive perception is 19. He's a level 20.
What kind of shopkeep is this?
A very good one.
All right.
The only reason you guys
I'm
passed
gonna
before
put a
on
piece of
stealing
candy
shit-
in his mouth before I leave.
Oh, I need you to do a dexterity check first, just to see if you can get it. I'm gonna roll dexterity save on mine.
That is a dirty 20.
Yeah. This is a 12 plus 10, so 22. However, you still have it in your hand next to his head. He's like, "What? What are you doing?"
It's giving you a piece of candy. It's a piece of candy.
He goes,
Try it.
"Okay, but you didn't have to like put it in my mouth for me. It's kind of weird, dude." And he picks it up and he pops
I'm
it
a
in his
weird
mouth.
dude, all right.
He definitely eats it. What flavor is it?
Papaya.
What number did you roll?
70.
70. I don't think we've had that one yet. He's
I
like,
don't think we have either.
This is scrumptious. 70. I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Me?
And everyone else in the store.
Ooh.
This ain't good. This is not good. Saves.
That's a 5.
Saves. Saves. Okay. Fails. Fails. Okay. You drop everything you're holding.
A bag of candy.
No, everything you have. Sorry. Actually, hold on. No, it's whatever you're holding. So, yeah, you drop the bag of candy. You see a lot of other people around. Not everyone, about half the people drop whatever they were holding as they're walking. And then they're like, what the fuck? And they just bend over and pick it back up and keep walking.
Shit, candy.
He was like, that was kind of good. Thanks, I appreciate that. You're still a dick for trying to steal from me, but thanks.
I wasn't trying to steal from you.
He looks at you, goes, okay. All right, shop's closed, and he kind of just ushers you out.
All right. Well, I think I just head back to. No, boys. We haven't been out in a while, and we're about to go on another long road trip.
FYI, you did get the regular longbow. Like you did that initial trade, but he was trying to upsell you, so you got the longbow still. All right, what are you guys doing?
Anyway, I was gonna say, since we're about to go on a long adventure and fight some dragons and do some weird elf stuff, what do you say we go out? We go hit up that dwarf guy's bar, fuck with the orphans a bit. What are they gonna do? Tell their parents?
And I'm down with that, but first I gotta go find someone to fix the staff, bro.
Oh yeah, you and Dragoon.
You guys already did. We're done with everything.
No,
I went and grabbed my staff.
We did. Yeah, no, we did not get to the staff part. Yeah, so Malak, as you're trying to steal from this dude, Malak and Dragoon are on their way to get a staff. Are you going to a woodworker or a wizard?
Well, kind of looking at it and kind of, all I really see is a broken staff. I don't know if it's magical or not. I'm going to take it to a somewhere that would be able to identify it before I try getting any work done on it. So in
Okay.
case if it is magical,
Good night.
it doesn't go to fix it and then blow it up.
Okay, cool. Yeah, you're able to find a magic shop. You guys have been there before as well, or some of you have. I know. Think Dragoon went to a magic shop, or maybe it was Traka actually. But regardless, some of you have been there. You walk in, and there's little old ladies behind the counter. Oh, you guys again! How nice! What can I do for you?
I pull out my broken staff and be like, "Man, do you know anything about this?"
She kind of looks at it. She goes, "Yeah, it's a staff. I can tell it's magic. I can spend some time with it if you would like me to look over it.
I would love that.
It'll take about 10 minutes. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
Go ahead and browse the shelves while I work on this." And it takes her about 10 minutes to identify. So do you guys want to just look around, see what there is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead and roll perception checks.
Dirty 20.
I got a 15.
Okay. You guys find some odd and ends. None of it's labeled. You find some chess pieces like before. They're kind of on the desk with her. Definitely some pieces missing from it. You see some vials on the shelves, not labeled at all, but they're some of them are pink, some of them are deep red. There's some green ones. Dragoon, the green ones look kind of familiar to you.
Can I throw something at those green ones to see if they're mine?
Go ahead and roll a I guess perception or
Would it be
investigation.
Okay, that's what I.
Yeah, because you'd have to pick it up and look at it.
That is
It's bedtime, son.
21.
These are definitely the ones you sold.
I'm gonna stand there and be like, wait a minute. It's been long. Hasn't it been longer than a day?
No. These are the ones you sold to the guy who you said you didn't know what it did. Like he immediately went out and sold it.
Dragoon's first thought is, I need to find out what that is.
Okay.
And I pull out the same vial and I'm kind of just standing there holding it like, I wonder how much you got for that fucking thing. We're about to see. And walk back over to the counter and wait for her to come up with the vial sitting on the counter in my hand, like waiting.
Easily done. Malak, you see the same chess pieces. You see Dragoon grab a vial off the shelf and walk to the desk. You see a rocking horse, like a child's toy, laying or on the ground. It is rocking itself, and then you see a staff of some sort, kind of just leaning in the corner.
I want to kind of go take a peek at the staff.
Okay.
Just kind of see what it looks like up close.
Looking at it, you kind of. Oops. Oh, I think I broke something. Oh no! What is going on? Oh, there we go. Sorry.
You're all good, bro.
My internet just went blip for a second. So you kind of look at it, and it's a very ornate looking staff. It has like a spiral look on it, but on the very top, it's a carved flower. Feeling it, you're used to magic. If you want to roll an Arcana, you can.
I would love to. That would be an 18.
Yeah, you definitely know it's magical. It has a familiar kind of magic to it, though. Something that is probably in the same realm of magic that you use.
Okay. Can I roll a history check to see if I can recognize it?
You can, but I will say, each like a staff of magic, any kind of staff can be magical, right? So, and you know
Right.
that you've seen many different styles. In fact, you've created some staves that have been enchanted before. You can actually pay to have an enchantment on any staff. So the history check would you'd be able to maybe find or know the maker of it, but not so much the enchantment.
Okay. Yeah. Let me see if I can recognize the maker on history.
Okay, yeah, go ahead and roll history.
Maybe I know the dude. I don't know the dude. It's 7.
No, yeah, I mean it's pretty though.
I'm just gonna kind of nod my head and set it down, realizing that this is definitely out of my budget.
Okay.
And I'm gonna walk up to the counter.
All right.
Wait.
Perfect. Yeah, so she goes up or she, 10 minutes pass by and you see her raise up. She goes, "Oh, well, this is interesting. Where did you find this?"
I'm gonna explain to her that this dude dropped it. I'm not gonna really explain to her much past that, but a guy just dropped it.
She's like, "Oh, okay, cool. Well, this was a staff of glory. Still kind of is, I guess. There's a there is a chance that it might explode when you use it, though."
And so I'm gonna ask her to explain what a staff of glory is.
She looks at you and says, "Well, typically it's basically it's like 1d6 damage or 1d8 damage if you're using it with two hands, plus a d10 of radiant damage."
Oh. So I'm gonna kind of look at it and I'm gonna ask for it back, and I'm gonna see if there's anything that she'd be willing to trade this for.
Well, I mean, it's broken, so it won't get much. And she kind of looks at it and weighs it out. She goes, "Oh, there's still that chance of it exploding, so I gotta factor that in." She's like, "I'll give you 50 gold for it."
I'm gonna look at her and say, how much would it cost to fix it?
Ah. Well, the enchantment stays in place even though it's damaged, so that's not an issue. But to get it fixed right, you would probably have to go to a wood carver that specializes in magical items. And there is one here, but he's quite pricey.
Block kind of in his head, like, yeah, somebody who specializes in something is definitely gonna rack up a cost. So I'm gonna ask her what his name is.
It's Fredrickson Woodsmith. Super original, I know.
So I'm gonna laugh at her joke because that's pretty funny to me, because I can also appreciate that I'm horrible at jokes.
She thinks that you're like, you think that she's hilarious. So she's like, yeah, Woodsmith, that's so funny, right? Like
So I'm gonna thank her for her time. And because I contributed the rest of my gold to the pot with Tronka, I'm going to throw her what copper I have left and say, I know it's not much, but thank you for at least your time and the information.
"Oh, thank you." And she kind of pockets the copper, and she's like, "I do this for free, but a tip is nice." And she's like, what can I do for you?" She looks at you again.
I have this here. I see you have this here potion.
Oh, yeah.
What is this?
That is a potion.
Potion of what?
Well, that is a tricky question. She looks at you. She goes, it's... So you drink it, right? And if you drink it, you'll be able to understand languages. Like, it's not an exact translation, but you know the literal meaning of whatever someone says.
Huh? Is that time limited or
Oh,
is
yeah,
that
yeah,
one
definitely.
time
Yeah,
use?
with most magic and potions, it kind of filters through, and it's got its half-life, and, it only lasts about an hour, but you can definitely understand people, pretty much anybody. And if you touch a book that's written in another language, you'd be able to read it. It takes about 1 minute, though, to read one page. But it does not read any arcane runes or sigils, because that would be cheating. It can't really decode secret messages. Believe me, I've tried. Yeah, it's just, written language.
How much is it worth?
She smiles as you ask her how much it's worth. She goes, for you, my friend, 250 gold.
I want to reach in my pocket and pull out the same vial and sit it down. You're like, I have another one right here.
She says, oh, nice. I'll buy that one. Oh, shit, I actually gave you a way cheaper price than I should have. And she goes, oh, yeah, for that, I'll give you, I'll make you a deal. I'll buy that for 250 gold.
How much is that staff in the corner over there?
Oh, that staff. Oh, shit. Oh, that's, it's pretty old. It's not been used in a while. It's quite dusty. I'll give you an even trade for it. That vial for that staff.
Deal.
She hands it over. Upon grabbing it, you actually understand its meaning and what it does. It is a staff of flowers. And the staff basically has 10 charges. While holding it, you can use an action to expend 1 charge from the staff and cause a flower to sprout from a patch of earth or soil within 5 feet of you, or from within the staff itself. Unless you choose a specific kind of flower, the staff will create a mild-scented daisy. The flower is harmless and non-magical, and it grows or withers as a normal flower would. The staff regains 1d6 plus 4 expended charges at dawn. If you do expend the last charge, you have to roll a d20. On a natural one, the staff turns into flower petals and is lost forever.
I'm just going to turn around and hand it to Malak.
All right. Add a staff of flowers to your inventory, Malak.
Woo!
And then I want to pull out this big vial of gelatinous cube stuff. Be like, would you be interested in buying this as a component?
She goes, what is it?
We killed a gelatinous cube, and I decided to take some of it and stick it in a vial, thinking someone could use it.
She looks at it. She goes, uncork it for me.
Fuck it, I uncork it.
I need you to have a Constitution saving throw, please.
19.
Yeah, the smell hits you immediately, and it's just think like a million rotten eggs at once. And the smell is overwhelming, and it hits your nostrils, and you see she backed up immediately when you uncorked. But you're able to you're able to man through it, right? You're like, oh god, that fucking sucks.
Cork it back.
And yeah, you cork it back. She goes, oh. I mean, I'd make one hell of a stink bomb, but that's about it.
That's kind of what I'm thinking now.
You can mark down a stink bomb.
I'm going to.
It does no damage, but they do need a con save of 16, or they basically miss a turn.
That's funny.
Brandon, what would the streets outside be made out of?
Most places are cobble. Out where you are right now, Magic Shop would be a little on the outskirts of the main marketplace. So it would probably be cobble there too.
Okay. Noted.
That'd be it for me.
All right.
I don't think I have anything else for potion wise to sell her.
Cool. Yeah, with that, you head back outside. I guess you guys all meet back up at the blacksmith.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
All right. As you guys all arrive back, roughly the same time, you guys, the blacksmith comes out and he's smiling real big. He goes, "Oh, I think this is some of my finest work." And he looks at it and goes, "I kind of reinforced this." And you see, normally it was about 1 to 1.5 inches of steel wrapped around the wood beam, but instead now it's about 3/4 of an inch or 3 inches of metal. So it has a better
Wonking capability.
yeah, basically
Nice.
it makes it stronger so it doesn't crack as easy. So yeah, it is fully repaired and looking better than ever.
Dude, you have a
right.
skull wrecker.
I'm gonna talk to the boys and say, what do you say about a night on the town? Go
I'm
stash
down.
our stuff, get the cart ready.
I'm
Alright.
down.
Fuck it, let's do it.
Get ready for this voyage.
So you head back to the tavern.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm gonna head to camp and drop everything off.
Okay.
Go with.
So you guys start walking your way out of town, and the orb of the dragon souls begins to pulse again. Outside of the bag is pulsing, and that shouldn't happen. It's really weird, but as you get closer and closer, you seem to be slowing down, and you keep walking, and though you feel like you're taking full steps, you're barely moving. And you kind of take a step back and kind of push even further. And no matter how much how fast you run, you're just kind of getting stopped. Vin Diesel has probably caught up, or Vin Diesel's actually still with you guys. And he says, Oh no. Get the orb out.
Pull the orb out.
The orb is pulsing and light. He goes, all right, hold on. And he actually uses, he kind of like traces runes in the air, and you see him disappear, but like immediately, like a foot in front of you, he just reappears. And he goes, oh, I can't even teleport out of here. And he looks at the orb, and floating above the orb is kind of runes just circling it, almost like a hologram, just sitting out top. And he looks at it and goes, oh, hold on. Tychus has to know about this. And he starts rummaging through his jacket. He goes, oh, okay, here's his notes. And he starts flipping through. I need him to actually roll an intelligence check. Oh, he actually passes. Oh, yeah, that's actually not surprising with him. He's like, oh, well, fuck. And he's like, something here is stopping us from leaving. It has to do with the orb. It's ancient magic. He says, it seems to be only affecting those that have some kind of connection to the orb.
I'd like to cast Detect Magic.
Yeah, the orb is definitely magical. Every magical piece that you guys have on as well is like pulsing, because that's just how magic detect magic works. But this orb like gives off the strongest pulse. You sense magic around the border of the city, which is actually, you can see the gate probably 20, 30 feet from you guys, but you just can't get past this point. Malak, you actually make a perception check for me.
It also says that I learned at School of Magic, if any.
This school of magic is unknown to you.
Okay.
This seems ancient.
So this is definitely some heavy shit. And you said perception?
Yep.
I want to tell Chaka to whisper to it in Draconic.
That's a 9.
You see.
Oh, speak. Oh yeah, I do.
You see, just like not even really a glimmer, but almost like a sheen to where you guys are getting stuck at. But that's pretty much it. Findizzle is going to do an Arcana check.
I'm gonna be like, "Hey, little dragon, Lord, let me whisper in your ear."
All right.
Draconic. See if it does anything.
Nothing seems to happen.
And be like, "Fuck you, dragon Lord."
He says, Vindizzle looks at you, goes, the orb isn't sentient, but I get what you're trying to do. I can appreciate that. So this is a warding spell of some sort. It's ancient. Even I don't know how to dispel it. I even tried to dispel magic and it didn't work. And he's looking at it, he goes, we need to talk to somebody. He goes, the caravan that we brought over with us, I bet somebody in that would know. And we're familiar with them. Maybe they'll tell us a clue. Maybe they've heard something. We're looking for...
There were other people in that caravan?
Right. Yeah.
Bendizzle, they don't want to talk to us.
Yeah,
What about
probably
those
not.
They are probably so glad to be so far away from us. It's not even funny.
What about the
Bjork, we have a job for you.
Oh, no.
Oh no. Chaka, shut up. Chaka, shut up. No, we are not sending Bjork to do that. I get where you're coming from. It'd be funny as hell, but no. Mohawk, we need an adult here.
If this is a warding spell and it's trapping us here, isn't there something that the ward would be centered on then?
He looks at you. Vindizzle looks at you and says, that's exactly what I'm thinking.
So shouldn't we just have to find the center of this said beam?
We need to go talk to a scholar.
Do you know any?
He
I mean,
thinks
I
back.
myself am a gentleman and a scholar, but
He kind of nods appreciatively to that. He says, I see that. He's like, oh, yeah. Yeah, maybe we'll go to the library. I know it's closed because of the festival, but I bet they'd let me in. Do you guys follow him? He starts walking away.
And then I just wanted to look at stuff about dragons.
Why not?
All right. You guys start walking over to one of the many libraries of Greyhaven, but he seems to know exactly where he's going, and he pounds on the doors, and these doors are massive. You're talking 20 feet doors against a 3-foot little gnome, but each time he pounds, it goes boom, 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 like it just fucking echoes. And a little bitty slot opens up about your height, Traka, and says, "Yeah, what do you want?" And Findizzle's like, down here.
I'd like
sorry.
to lift Findizzle up to the door so they can see him.
As you do, the slide shuts, and another slide about 3 foot high opens. He goes, up. Where'd you go?
And I'm going to set him back down and be like, hold on.
And he closes that, and he goes to the top one again. He goes, you're the same dude I already saw.
I'm going to look at him and be like, I'm going to lift this guy up. Don't shut the window.
He's like, oh, okay. So you lift him up, and Findizzle's like, hey, Randall, is that you? Oh, Findizzle? And Vindos was like, "Why'd you do that weird voice?" Well, they said I could watch the door, so I wanted to sound like macho. And Vindos was like, "Just open the fucking door." Okay. And the door creaks open. It's kind of weird because the doors themselves are massive, but almost magically a door forms in between each door slot, just the right height for you guys to walk through without having to bend over. And the door opens, and this really scrawny guy is standing there in just robes, and he's like, "Oh, Randall, you looking pretty good." And Finn Dizzle just walks on in.
Follow
Finn, is
Vin
this
Diesel.
a scholar? Please tell me this isn't the scholar.
Finn Dizzle's like, "No, he's the doorman. Come on."
Malak, would I be able to would it be wide enough for me to walk through comfortably, or do I need to do the awkward sidestep?
No, actually, this door was made to fit all of you equally, so you
Okay.
could definitely walk in without an issue.
Okay.
Nice.
I feel like in the future that's going to have to be a question I ask.
I agree with that, actually. Yeah, I'm cool with that. You guys walk in, and around you is just shelves after shelves after shelves after shelves. The walls are just filled to the top with books. And weirdly, like from the outside, it looks like it's about 40, 50 feet high, but inside, like it just keeps going to the point where you start losing vision into what you can see above. And he's like, "All right, come on, guys," and they kind of walk through. Finn Dizzle in lead. Oh, excuse me. Oh, excuse me again. Vin Diesel, like, he's had to walk maybe past 50, 60 bookshelves, and you're just, like, droning, like, are we ever going to get there? And finally he turns right into one of the or right past the bookshelf. He's like, "Come on, keep up." And he keeps walking. And again, this hall of books just seems to go ever ending, until finally, almost out of the blue, you guys are just kind of watching around. Vin Diesel just stops and he goes, "All right, we're here," and he knocks on midair, and you hear a boom, 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 as his knock just seemingly echoes throughout. Vin Diesel looks up, waiting, and a slot right at his eye level opens up. "Vin Diesel, what do you want?" "Just let me in. Harold, you know who I am." "Yeah, I do. What do you want?" "I need some research." "Are you going to destroy books like you did last time?" "No, I told you that was an accident." "Don't let it happen again." And the slot shuts, and the door opens, and inside you guys see books open. There's actually only 3 books in here, one on each wall as you walk in. There is no exit except for the way you came in. On each pedestal is a ginormous book, probably 3 foot across, about 2 feet high, and you see these different scholars just flipping through ever so slowly. Some of them just tracing down and taking notes. Vin Diesel's like, "I need info on the orb." "What orb? There's like 10 million of them." "The orb of dragon souls." The guy kind of just blinks at him slowly. "Hold on." And he kind of walks over and taps one of the scholars on the shoulder. And everything in this room seems slower. The movements aren't like purposefully slowed. They're not walking slower. It just seems to be the way time moves here. And
Fin Dizzle, these aren't scholars, are they?
he looks and goes, "Of course they are."
But what's really going on here? This is some kind of witch magic.
Oh, it's definitely magic. You see, it takes so long to understand a fraction of these words. This is like a time capsule. Hundreds of years can pass in here, and only a few seconds out there.
Is like
Is
the
there
fates? Is
information?
these like history of time or what? What are these books?
No, these are ancient texts. We can only decipher pieces. Most of the languages are dead to us after eons. Some are even known as the Book of the Gods.
Can I try something?
Yeah.
I'm gonna, without pulling it out, I'm gonna reach in my bag and put my hand on the dragon orb, and then I want to walk up to one of the books and I want to put my other hand on it.
Okay. Are you doing anything with the orb, or are you just holding it?
I Let me see what that does one more time, real quick.
Can I ask Vin Dizzle if these books, while he's doing that, can I ask Vin Dizzle if these books are like open to be used so you can like walk up and think of something and hopefully come up with info
He
or
looks
ask
at
one of
you
the scholars?
and he says, "If it was that easy, we wouldn't need the time delay."
Give you that.
Don't worry though, you can't age in here.
Malak, being that I'm a druid and not familiar with this kind of magic, I'm just dumbfounded by what Findissel said about the passage of time in here, and I'm like, just looking
Can
around
I
and like
use?
get a big smile on my face, and I'm just gonna sit down while everything's going on and study everything that's going on around.
Cool, sounds good.
After I do the whole, touch the book and stuff, I want to use the dragon orb and cast creation.
Okay.
I'm gonna create a look-alike of the book that's on the podium, and I'm gonna switch them.
Okay. Seemingly nothing happens. When you touch, you do
And I
make a
put-
creation.
I'll be right back, boys.
Okay. I also have to look at the spell because I think there's a limit to it as well.
The vegetable matter should last 1 day. I would assume that a book would be vegetable matter, but it says I should be able to create that book. It's small enough.
I mean, it's kind of a mixture, right? Because the cover would be leather bound, so that wouldn't be vegetable, but the obviously the parchment would be. But when you create something like that, the lettering would not be copied.
It says, if the object is composed of multiple materials, use the shortest duration. So that means 1 minute. I'm going to and just walk out the door.
The book does not move from the pedestal. Now you have, well, for 1 minute, there's a book on top of the book.
Fuck.
The scholar that's standing there looks at you oddly, and it's very weird because he just turns his head ever so slightly. That was cool. And looks back at the book and keeps reading.
Did anything happen when I was holding the dragon orb and touching the book?
It grew warm when you cast the spell, but nothing seemed to happen on the book. The scholar that Findizzle was talking to comes back. All right, I found it. Come here. And Huck kind of slowly nods his head towards the book on the right-hand side of the room. And he kind of starts reading through. It says here that the dragon orb created some kind of field that wherever it was placed, it was centered around it. But if you were to have the orb, it'll prevent you from leaving. And that's what it sounds like you were talking about. Fendis was like, yeah, of course. I mean, that's why we're here. Well, it seems like there's some kind of blessed weapon. And that weapon... Okay, there it is, sorry. It says it's in the Magister's Mace. It says the Magister's Mace, there's some kind of symbol of office, like, long ago. And it used to be wielded by the chief, the city's chief judge.
So it's a gavel.
Almost, yeah, but much bigger. You gotta remember, back in the day of the gods, everything was bigger. So yeah, it was like that, but, full size.
And that's somewhere here.
Well, it was traced back, and then all of a sudden it's gone forgotten from the pages. But hold on, let me ask somebody something. And he very slowly walks out, and then a fraction of a second later, he's back, and it's like almost like a, and it's slow mo again, and he says, "Yeah, just so I thought. Yeah, there's a vendor in the marketplace. His name's Johnny. You'll know him. He's kind of shady." He says, "Go talk to him. He supposedly knows where it's at."
Okay. I want to put my hand on this book with the dragon orb. I'm picturing my hand's just been on it in the bag of holding the whole time.
Okay.
And then my other hand is free. I want to put that one on the book you read from that had the info about the dragon orb in it.
Okay. Yeah, you place your hand
See
on
if
there.
anything happens.
Nothing seems to happen.
Could he hypothetically, I mean, out of character, of course, but could he hypothetically, I don't know if he could use creation again, I don't think so, but create a cipher for it?
If you knew how to read it.
Okay.
But even then, the ink wouldn't reappear on the thing, on the papers, so it would just be a blank book.
Well, I mean, more.
Oh, I
along the
guess we're going
lines
back
of,
to the market, boys.
What were you saying, Malak?
I'll discuss it with you outside of the game because it's just something I'm kind of curious about.
Okay, cool. So you guys make your way back to the market. You're easily to find. It's pretty easy to find Johnny. He's kind of in the corner in the marketplace, definitely in the shadows. What do you do?
Be like,
Hey kids,
You
wanna buy some
Johnny?
weapons?
Yeah, I'm Johnny.
need the hammer.
Well, I know a lot of hammers. Got blacksmiths.
You know which hammer I'm talking about.
He looks at you and he says, "You mean the mace?"
Mace, hammer. Let's go.
Yeah.
I need it.
Yeah. What's it worth to you?
Is it worth your life?
It might be. What's it worth to you?
The world? I'm going to pull out the dragon orb and show it to him and put it in my bag of holding. I need that mace.
Make a persuasion check with the advantage. Because that was pretty shiny.
I'm going to do that really fast. That's going to be critical to that if it works. Pretty sure it's an 11. But I
Alright.
gotta wait for it to load up. Oh, come on. Yep, 11.
He looks at you, goes, the world, huh? That's got to be worth at least 20 gold. Give me 20 gold and
Take
I'll
me
tell
to
you
the
where it is.
mace and throw 20 gold at his feet.
He quickly grabs it, goes, all right, so this is what you do. You got to go talk to, all right, you got to go try to, oh, fuck. I didn't type out his name. You got to go talk to Franklin, this aristocrat down on Maple. Go talk to him. He's got it.
I'm gonna put my hand around his shoulder and insist that he's coming with us.
He goes, 20 gold,
I
yeah.
have advantage on intimidation, and I rolled 2 17s.
Yeah, he was going
That
with
is
you anyways.
21.
Yeah, you gave him 20 gold. He's happy. This is probably the most he's going to make all day. He's just going to go with you. He's like, yeah, come on, I'll show you.
Because, like, I will fuck you up just in case.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but let's go talk to Franklin.
All right. Walking through, you approach this very, very nice-looking mansion. He's like, you knock on the door. Oh, actually, Franklin knocks on, or not Franklin. Johnny knocks on the door. Hey, Franklin! Come out here! He comes out. Yeah? Hey, these guys want to see that mace. You know, the one you were bragging about? Well, okay, come on in. And he invites you in. He kind of goes through the hallway and you come to this door, and he starts tracing symbols on it, and the door swings open. And you guys all walk through. As you walk through, you feel something like...
Again, would you be behind me or next to me?
I feel like I'd be next to you, honestly.
Yeah.
I want to kind of subtly, like, point at my wrist, maybe accidentally bump into Dragoon and just point at my wrist and see if he can pick up on what I'm laying down.
Roll a sleight of hand. Just to see how easy it was.
It's an 11.
Okay. What's your passive perception, Dragoon?
12.
Yeah, you're able to notice it. Especially being that close. You guys, you kind of look back at Traka. Go ahead, Traka.
Real quick, I'd like to use invisibility.
As soon as you try, nothing happens. You are still visible.
Oh, man.
Okay. I'm going to ask Vin Diesel if he knows anything about this Franklin character.
He looks around and goes, No, I've never even heard of this guy. It's kind of scary in here.
It's kind of what?
It's kind of scary. I can't use any magic.
Yeah, no.
Malak, I'm
Figure that
looking
out.
over at the Nizzle, and I'm like, this is fucked.
Can I nudge Straka and just kind of look at him and just kind of mouth the words if possible? Keep your eyes open.
They're open.
And can I throw an investigation or as we're being led in or around?
Yeah, for sure. You kind of look around. Go ahead and roll investigation.
25.
You see a lot of different runes written around this room. Roll an Arcana.
I don't like this. That is 16.
Okay. 16. Yeah, you would know this is some type of anti-magic spell written across this room. Seemingly, you didn't really pay attention through the hallway, but you definitely felt like you were walking into something as you walked into this room.
I want to make old Franklin a bet.
You're gonna make what? Sorry, I missed it.
I want to make Franklin a bet.
Okay.
I want to. If I can pull off a magic trick in here, can I have that hammer, that mace?
No.
But you got all this shit stopping magic from happening. I shouldn't be able to do any magic in here.
Yeah, no. That ain't gonna work.
Sucks for him. He loses out on a magic trick he can't block.
A world
Magic.
Pretty sweet
You can't
magic
block.
trick.
He turns around and goes, "Well, this is the mace. What exactly are you wanting?"
I need to go to the Drow Isles, and I can't leave this city because that mace is here. I need to take that mace with me.
You can't leave the city. That's kind of weird. What's the mace got to do with that?
You don't know
Well-
much about this mace, do you?
I know it's rare. It took a lot of money to get it.
And you're not willing to make a bet on it.
No.
You don't trust your magic runes in here? They
No.
must be inefficient.
Maybe. But I know there's always someone stronger out there.
Are you a gambling
I'm not
man,
even
sir?
magic. Look at me. I'm a fucking. I punch people.
I want to pipe up and just ask him and just be like, "Are you a gambling man by chance?"
You guys look down at each other, and you realize nothing. Like, Traka, you reach into your bag, and it's just a bag right now. Like, you reach into the bag of holding, and there's some stuff in there that would fit in a regular bag, but you can't really reach into anything else. Seemingly, this didn't just affect magic.
That's fine. I'd still have what I need to do a magic
Okay.
trick.
Cool. He's like, And he looks around at his runes. I'm going to roll for this.
I think he'd be hyped up too because I'm trying to help Traka.
No, not really. He's kind of focused, and he really likes this mace.
Put your money where your mouth is.
He looks around, and he says, no. I trust my runes, but I just can't do it. But I'll let you hold it.
Oh,
Yeah?
buddy.
I'd like to hold it. Let me hold it.
He hands it over to you.
I'm going to grab it. And then I'm going to smash his head with it.
As you go to swing it, it goes straight through him.
What? Traka.
Oh,
It
it's in
is-
my hand.
it is-
I'm leaving.
It is completely
Yeah.
solid, but it goes through him.
I'm gonna about
I
bet
bolt
if-
for the door.
Yeah, as you run through, you hit the door and you pass straight through, but the mace falls to the floor.
Can I go and
well-
pick it up and walk it back over to its stand and put it down?
Yeah.
I'd like to do that.
Okay.
And kind of
Fuck,
sit
I'm
and
gonna
wait.
apologize to
I
this
want to
dude.
roll. Sorry, go ahead, Malak.
Oh no, you're all good. I'm gonna apologize to this dude and be like, My friend's just really concerned. There's literally a barrier that we have to have this for to get out of.
I'm gonna start setting things in his house on fire.
Okay.
God damn. I'm trying to don't. You're like, fuck it, kill him with flames.
Give me
As
the mace, or I'm burning it all down. I asked nicely.
he kind of nods at you, goes, okay, and just stands there as you light stuff on fire.
Can I ask him what he paid for it?
He looks at you, goes, about 40 lives.
What? 40 lives?
40 people died
I'm
to get
gonna
this.
40 people
Take
died
my
for that
short
maze.
sword and start hitting the runes that are in the magic room. I want to try and break one of them.
Okay. Roll
Chop a line into the stone through it.
Roll a
that
d4.
It'll
And then after that, I'd like to continue talking to him.
a 4.
You head over to one of the runes and you start smacking it with your short sword. Roll a strength check, I guess.
I have a bad feeling about this.
I do too.
That's a nat 1. I do believe I had a
Oh,
pants recently.
you're right. Actually, I think someone just spent points for this. Crit your pants. Yeah, you did. So go ahead and roll your crit. Fail.
God damn.
If you were hiding, your target sees you. Reroll your dex check with disadvantage against passive perception. I wasn't hiding, so I guess I need to reroll. Too much flourish. Drop your weapon and make a DC 14 dex saving throw. On a failed save, take the weapon's normal damage.
Oh, okay.
Got a
Ow.
16, so I'm good, but I dropped my sword.
You also got the nat 20, which made it still max damage, though, right?
Yes.
Okay, so what's the max damage? I think it's a 6, right? 1d6?
Ouch.
Yes, it'd be 8.
Okay. It does crack through the rune, because each rune is an individual wood piece. It does crack, but it does not crack all the way through.
Pick up my sword and hit it again.
Okay. Go ahead and roll another strength check for me.
6.
You go to swing, and you're still off-footed by dropping your weapon immediately for some reason, even though you definitely hit it. You're able to strike right between that rune and the previous rune, and it just gets kind of lodged in there. You're able to pull your sword out pretty easily, though.
You guys picking up what I'm trying to do here?
I do, and I'm trying to conversate with him real quick about it. Can you explain why it cost 40 lives?
It basically took 40 lifetimes to find this. My ancestors spent their entire lives looking for this.
And you know what it goes with.
He goes, but actually, no. My parents died a long time ago. Like, I was only 10. They never really told me, but it seemed really important, and I feel like this is super important enough to kind of value them.
I need this mace, or I can't ever leave here and save the world.
He kind of looks through. He says, the orb. He's like, hold on. And surrounding him is basically a library. And he comes over and he pulls a book off the shelf. He says, is it the Orb of Dragon Souls?
Yeah.
Oh, well, why didn't you say that? And he hands you the mace. And he snaps his fingers, and the runes all die down. And he said, there you go.
I go put the fires out. Say thank you, and I leave.
The fires were already put out. They did not do any
Oh.
damage.
I'm gonna look at Chalker and tell him apologize for breaking his shit. All you had to do
Breaking
was
stuff,
ask.
all right.
You look
All
up,
you had to
and the
do.
rune is healed. It is back to normal.
Sorry about that, Franklin. Thanks for the mace. We gotta go. See ya.
He says, "Can you bring it back when you're done?"
If
Yeah.
it doesn't break,
All right. And he kind of like,
I know your family enjoyed it, but we need it. There's a chance it'll break. If it doesn't, we'll bring it back to you.
Meanwhile, his whole family's dying trying to fucking find this shit.
yeah. So what do you guys do?
Head back to the
yeah.
camp.
I'm gonna put the mace in the bag of holding and head to camp.
All right.
No, I guess we're going to the bar. Actually, fuck it. I don't want to go back to camp at this point. I know we can
Wait,
leave
I need-
now.
I need butter. Can we get butter and eggs?
Yeah, those would probably be on like the outside of town market, like on the roadside. But yeah, once you get there, you
Okay.
definitely can do that. But before that, so just to define kind of what the Magister's Mace is before we end tonight. So the Magister's Mace is basically a solid adamantine. Yes, thank you. It's about 3 foot long. There's rather like excessive scroll work with bees buzzing around the central hive of like that, like just run the length of it, and it tapers off into like a flared coronet head capped in silver.
Very, very pretty.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm thinking too.
Basically, you guys start walking up to the. Actually, did you want to do anything before you headed out, besides the eggs and stuff?
Bar.
Yeah, bar. We don't want to leave just yet. We want to go hit the bar.
Okay, cool. Yeah, you guys head over to the bar. I think we'll just end it there tonight as you guys enter the tavern. Mace in hand, or rather, your bag of holding is back to normal. All your magical items are back as well.
Oh,
Don't randomly turn invisible.
Actually,
no, that spell slot is lost though.
But before that, weren't we actually going to go back to camp to drop our stuff off and then grab home dude and then go to the bar so we didn't have to carry all this stuff
Okay,
that we have?
so you guys are heading out first.
I think that's what we were doing. Is that right, Traka?
It was originally the plan, yeah. But
Or
if we're going back to camp, I'd probably just stay there at this point.
Okay, no, fuck it. Let's go to the bar first and get a little for our nice expedition we're about to have.
A little lubricated.
Awesome, sounds good.
You're gonna have to add that or whatever. I can't find it, Brandon.
Yeah, it's not an item that you can equip. I'll create an item for it.
Okay.
With that, we'll go ahead and end tonight's session as you guys head to the Old Boys Tavern. Tune in next Wednesday for the next episode of Secrets of Eldruma. Tune in on Sunday for Stormhaven, our D&D pirate campaign, DM'd by Traka, or Anthony, as he's well known as, in our group at least. We are, again, working on merchandise. Be sure to check out our Discord. You can type !socials in our chat at any time. I'll go ahead and do that now. For our link to kind of give you all of our socials, be sure to follow us on Facebook as well. We're not super active on there, but sometimes we share some funny shit. And as always, thank you for listening and watching us. Be kind to each other. Do something nice for someone tomorrow. Love each other, but most importantly, love yourselves. Have a good night, and fuck cancer.
Fuck cancer.
Cancer.